This time on the 60-second He-Man reviews, it's Mutiny on the Mothership. An episode where the Prime's Colossus ship and the mutants' Mothership both end up in an electric space storm. Mutants start fighting amongst themselves, with Flog, Skeletor, Krita, and Sloshhead on one side, and Staghorn, Butthead, Quake, and Optic on the other side. They also crash into the hero's ship and have to put on a temporary truce. Like I said in the previous 60-second reviews, this episode and Predator both feel like they're taking inspiration from the Star Trek episode The Arena, and I'll get back to why at the end of the video. Let's get on with it. First, the positives. The number one for me actually is Flog, whose character is actually displayed in very interesting ways in this episode. Even though the other mutants eventually mutiny against him, he's shown to be fairly diplomatic, critical of Skeletor's plots, and finally at the end he puts the hammer down when Skelly is still trying to attack He-Man at the expense of the Mothership. The Primus scientists also do good for once, or at least try to. And while it undermines the tension a little bit, when the heroes and villains have to put on a truce and He-Man and Flipshot just go, nah, it's a very 90s kind of gag, but honestly really funny. And Gibble Goose again. Then the negatives, although these are really just minor plot logic things. So first of all, the blame goes to the voice director on this one, but how the hell did Hydra not hear Krex's warnings about the storm? Also, they never really explain why Optic chose to join Staghorn's little mutiny. I mean, Krita even tries to stop him. And also, He-Man can just catch and throw back laser bolts now, apparently. Now, like I said, this episode also borrows from the Star Trek episode The Arena. In this case, it turns out that the electrical storm was actually created by an alien species that both the Primans and the mutants were about to meet. And the storm was whipped up by them in order to see which side they wanted to have dealings with. And of course, the mutants failed spectacularly due to their infighting. In other words, the aliens in this episode are basically the same as the Metrons from the Arena episode. Now, I would kind of want to like this episode wholeheartedly, plus I did have a little bit of secondhand nostalgia for it, because you might remember that I used footage from this in my original review video of The New Adventures of He-Man. It's not a complete home run. The animation quality, for instance, is very erratic, but I did find it a fairly enjoyable episode, and for that, I want to give it 2 Gray Skulls out of 3. Until next time, I have the power, so can you.